Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to the stream. I am No Lux Given here with some Magic the Gathering Modern Collected Company Vizier of Remedies deck. And just trying to think timeline-wise when this will end. Yeah, this will end at about 6:10 for me. So let's just jump in. We can probably get in like a league and a half, to be honest. So let's jump into a competitive modern league here. And let's do it to it. Let me check real quick 1 second, actually. Let's see if my friend is online to give me a Horizon canopy. He might be. Nope. Alrighty. League it is. And I'm going to throw some music up in the background here to listen to while we combo off. Add some nice atmosphere to the games here. Oh, this hand's pretty awkward. Alright, there we go. Turn this down a little bit. Our opponent's mulliganed to 6. This hand is not terrible. Turn 1 Bird, turn 2 Anafenza, turn 3 Collected Company, turn 4 Activate Gavany Township. I'm going to keep. Bad against a lot of different decks, but... Alright, Storm is one of the decks that it's bad against. And it looks like that's what we're playing against here. Alright, that's actually pretty reasonable. It means that if we draw a Kitchen Finks on turn 3, we can combo off. I could have not led with that land, considering, but still not totally sure it's Storm. I think it probably is, though. Yes. Alright, Storm indeed. Oh yeah, that was a really dumb land to lead with, because now I gotta shock myself with Temple Garden here. Alright, yeah, that was dumb. That was really dumb. I might actually just lose the game because I didn't shock myself with Temple Garden turn 1. It was a definite mistake. But first game of the day, first game of the stream, you know, I'll forgive myself. What are we gonna see here? Just another sleight of hand. I think we will have one more turn, at least, here. This does allow us to get a bolster trigger out of Anafenza for whatever that's worth. Not much, but does let that. Kitchen Finks, best draw in the deck, by far. Can we make it work with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? No. A Court of Calling doesn't work. Collected Company, probably the second best draw in the deck. Path to Exile, I would also settle for. Yeah, my opponent gets to get in a few free points of damage here. I'm clearly not going to block with my other combo piece in hand. Okay. Sure, yeah. Alright, well, Path to Exile seems like a reasonable line here to take. They do actually need their Electromancers to, like, combo off and do shit. So as weird as it is to Path to Exile a creature, Apostle's Blessing is really strange. But as weird as it is to... No, it's not a Kiln Fiend deck. It's definitely still a Storm deck. We've seen a Grape Shot. But yeah, as weird as it is to path to exile a creature that generates mana, it's still somewhat necessary. Let's attack for 1 to start off with, and then I think we're going to Eternal Witness back and Offenza. That means next turn Kitchen Finks is alive. Draw again. Could see an end of turn gifts here. Be very happy if we don't. Looks like that is what we are going to see. All right, so end of turn gifts ungiven. We've got to separate these cards. Actually, we don't separate them. We just put 2 into the graveyard, and my opponent gets the other 2. So it's some combination of rituals and Past in Flames. Past in Flames being a flashback card that gives everything flashback. Yep, 3 rituals and a Past in Flames. So how do we want to play this? Well, putting Past in Flames in the graveyard denies my opponent 1 mana. Putting the rituals in the graveyard deny my opponents 2 mana each. Putting Manamorphose in the graveyard denies my opponent a card. I'm pretty sure I take both rituals and put them in the graveyard to deny my opponent some cards here. Could also have put Manamorphose in the graveyard. Alright, my opponent's going to lead with Electromancer, and then do they have a ritual? Yeah, ritual, that gives them enough mana. Oh, they've got double ritual. I'll just keep F2ing. So they're going to turn some of that red mana into blue mana. They're going to empty their hand, then cast Past in Flames. All of these cards now have flashback. I could have Eternal Witness back Path to Exile. I didn't think it was going to be super necessary, but good on my opponent for finding the line here. Storm counts 12. My opponent doesn't have to do too much. Yeah, we can concede here. So our game plan, we don't need to deal infinite damage. Infinite life is more than enough. Spellskite is somewhat reasonable. Scavenging Ooze is good. Abrupt Decay and any kind of kill spells are also good. Things that exile cards are good. And Selfless Spirit to protect our cards, also pretty good. And then Path to Exile, a solid one. So then we have to figure out what to cut. I think I don't care as much about infinite mana. Infinite life is just solid. So we could do something. We could start with something like this. Mana is still good, though, especially for Scavenging Ooze. But not imperative. Leaving ourselves with no sinks for infinite mana. Maybe I just want 1 Duskwatch Recruiter still in the deck. Still a good card, too. Cut Court of Callings because we need to be faster, but Eidolon is great. I don't know, gonna trim some numbers here. Maybe I don't need this many paths and Abrupt Decays, but they're good. I could play 1 less path. Yeah, I do run Path to Exile main because I'm running 3 Eternal Witnesses. It's not something that everybody does, but it's not completely unheard of to play it like this. I think I'm not going to board in another path. I think I'm just going to have 2 path to Abrupt Decay. We'll be on the play here. We do have to mulligan this one, though. This hand's fine. It's not great. We can turn 2 Eternal Witness back our fetch land. I'm going to bottom this. Didn't really matter whether we bottomed or topped it because we're going to shuffle anyways. Yeah, definitely need Overgrown Tomb because we don't have any black mana. Yeah, that's the main reason I play it. Eternal Witness, Path to Exile is a combo. Let's just save Eternal Witness for the Abrupt Decay, and for right now, let's play Duskwatch Recruiter and just empty our hand on the battlefield. I guess the mana dudes or not the mana dudes, whatever you want to call them, Baral and Electromancer, are good enough that they are playing Apostle's Blessings now. That's pretty crazy. Alright, my opponent played a card, so we don't have to worry about Duskwatch flipping here. Let's smack for 4. Then I'm going to dump my hand. Yeah, I think I just have to hope this works. Yeah, so for 2 life, they can protect their Electromancer here. Oh, they're going to dismember our guys. Yeah, it shows on screen. It's kind of weird, but it doesn't show up in chat. Interesting. I wonder if I could have sequenced that a little bit better. You're welcome to private message me links so that I can still get them. But yeah, they won't show up in the chat. And there's a Lightning Bolt, I assume, on Devoted Druid. Yes, has to be. Well, with that Path to Exile draw, I think I am going to just Eternal Witness back Duskwatch Recruiter here. Could also Eternal Witness back Verdant Catacombs, but trying to find one of our hate cards seems solid. Oh, okay. Turn down this music a little bit. We are dealing some damage to our opponent here, too. After this turn, we're going to try to keep Path to Exile open as much as possible. I think my opponent's just grabbing a Steam Vents tapped here. Yep. Alright, let's grab Duskwatch. The fact that we're grabbing Duskwatch may make them a little bit more willing to just run out a creature into the face of Path to Exile. Spire Bluff Canal, that's a good land for them to draw for us. Means they can't gifts or anything here. Yeah, I do think I just want to keep open Path to Exile as much as I can here. So I'm going to go... Oh, I am still going to do it untapped, though, yes. Because that'll allow us to activate our Duskwatch end of turn. The deck does play Remand as well, now that I think about it. Alright, let's cast Duskwatch off of this. So they're going to play Baral here. No, they're going to play Manamorphose as a dig spell. That we will definitely allow. Then they're going to play Electromancer, and then we want to respond to Pyretic Ritual here with a Path to Exile. Then they're going to Remand. No, they're going to play another Ritual in response. It keeps them off of blue mana, other than the Manamorphose that's in their graveyard. Okay, now they're going to play a Past in Flames. They're going to Manamorphose. Well, first they Desperate Ritual. Then they'll Manamorphose for blue mana. Oh no, they're going all in. Now they Manamorphose for blue mana. Try to cast some Sleight of Hands. See what they can find. Then they also have a Dismember and a Lightning Bolt to finish off with here. But their life total's real low. That was a real Manamorphose, so... But this one doesn't have Flashback. I should pop out this graveyard. I'm sorry, guys. Lightning Bolt. They Lightning Bolted me, and they're Grape Shotting us. Alright, they drew a Grape Shot. That's round one. I think the Storm matchup for this deck is actually reasonable, but we just didn't quite get there. Storm is a really popular deck on Magic Online now, but we've got an infinite mana combo, and we have a decent lockout engine against the Storm deck. Just couldn't quite get there. Yeah, I think we're favored. Yeah, Eidolon and Beats should be enough to do it. That really is all you need. Alright, we're on the play here, and what do we have? We've got a lot of Court of Calling. So if we go turn 1, Birds of Paradise, you go turn 2, Walking Ballista, turn 3, we need to draw a land to Chord for Druid. Then we have turn 4, Win. We need to draw a land. It's like already a mulligan, right? Because we can't use all of these chords. So let's mulligan. Try to find something just a little bit faster. Sand seems good. Sand is good if our opponent... Oh, do I actually want a Noble Hierarch? Yeah, I think I do want a Noble Hierarch. My opponent has a Goblin Guide. I'll crack my fetch land before they get to swing. No, it is a pseudo-mirror matchup. That seems fine. Infinite Life isn't actually that good, so we don't have to be too worried here. Infinite Scries is a little bit annoying here. Opponent gonna smash for 1 before playing their Vizier of Remedies. No, they're not. Okay. Well, I F6'd through my opponent's turn because... Or F2'd because I thought they were going to play something. Turns out they didn't. And with this Devoted Druid draw, that just means we'll have infinite mana and be able to kill my opponent on the following turn. Assuming no Abrupt Decay here. Could have played around Mind Sensor by cracking this. Interesting. We're going to see a Kitchen Finks. We're going to see a Fiend Hunter. I think my opponent might go for the Fiend Hunter trick where they sacrifice Fiend Hunter. If they don't, though, We just get to path this end of turn. So what my opponent has to actually do here is sacrifice Fiend Hunter in response. Alright, they do go for that. So what we're going to do here then, that's still fine. I'm going to have my Devoted Druid go to the graveyard here. Yeah. Because I'd rather it be in my graveyard than in my exile. Alright. Now it returns to play. What is this doing? My opponent gets to scry one. What is happening? What is happening? Come on, guys. Alright, my opponent's going to smack me for one. And end of turn, we'll crack this. Probably do want black mana, so I guess I'll go and grab a Godless Shrine here. But I might also want access to double white. Don't really need triple green right this second. We'll be able to get there. We kind of put our shields down for a second by casting Path to Exile here, or Kitchen Finks here rather, but I'm not going to never cast it. I could have passed the Viscera Seer in response to the Fiend Hunter, but then my opponent still gets to exile my Devoted Druid, and then like I have to go and tutor up an Eternal Witness or something. And right now I just get to keep my Path to Exile, so it would leave them without a Viscera Seer. So it looks like they... Oh no, they don't have enough mana to do enough here. They can't play a Persister and a Malira here. So I think we're just going to see a Collected Company. Yep. That's fine. They might get there, but I'm not too scared. Alright, there's the Kitchen Finks, and there is the Malira. Nope. Duskwatch Recruiter. We can... How much are we short? Yeah, if we top deck a land, we can gain infinite life next turn, but that's not even that great. I think if we top deck a land, we'll just play Collected Company and see what we hit. Still would kind of like to play Collected Company. I'd kind of like to deal with Duskwatch Recruiter. Walking Ballista could also kill Viscera Seer if we'd want to take that route. That might buy us some safety. We just don't want them to scry infinite times. That could make things quite awkward. Really just need mana here. If we play Vizier, we get to smack for 4. I guess that's the best play. Let's smack for 4. My question is just, do I want to path the Duskwatch Recruiter? I don't love path or courting for Viscera Seer because it doesn't actually do that much. It gives us infinite life, but our opponent just says sure, and then will try to kill us with infinite damage. And our scries aren't as good. I guess we do have Anafenza in the deck. Nah, okay, yeah, it might have been okay. I forgot I put Anafenza in the deck to be able to immediately untap with infinite damage. This play is like almost the same as that one anyways. Yeah. Interesting. Alright, another collected company. No, Eternal Witness targeting what is likely a collected company. I don't even think I want... Yeah, now that I think about it, I don't even think I want anything other than Scavenging Ooze, right? I still need to draw a land to make that happen, but... Scavenging Ooze is just always the best thing. Wait, what did they target? Their fetch land? Oh, they targeted Windswept Heath. Weird. Okay. Are they going for it? I hope they do. Oh, I hope they just play Malira right now. They're going to cord up what looks to be a 3-drop? I am very confused. No, they are going to cord up for a 2-drop, and they are going to try to gain infinite life. I would just get Scavenging Ooze if I were them, but... Oh no, they go for Devoted Druid, so that a Vizier is lethal now. Alright, well this one actually scares me a lot. Next turn they have a whole bunch of mana to try to hit a Vizier. The fact that they corded for it means I should probably just cast Path to Exile here. On Devoted Druid, because next turn I want to use all my mana. Yeah, let's Path Devoted Druid. I know better than that. Yeah, Walking Ballista can kill the Seer, but if I draw a land, then I just have Court of Calling for Scavenging Ooze plus Eat open. If I draw any green mana source. Which means I kind of don't have to worry about any of that. It's just a much safer play. Kitchen Fink's not the draw we were looking for. Well, I think I just cord for Devoted Druid end of turn now. I think that's my play. My opponent can only gain infinite mana or infinite life on their turn. Yeah, I meant to say infinite life, not infinite mana. So they need to have Aven Mind Sensor to stop us, and I'm not going to play around that because I feel like we get more equity out of keeping this a secret. Duskwatch Recruiter transforms into a 3/3. Kitchen Finks is free to block as it sees fit. We're in my opponent's main phase and they are paying costs. That typically means Cord. This is an expensive card. 5 mana? Archangel of Thune could kill us, but you can't cast Archangel off single white. So that's not what my opponent, I don't think, is casting here. Could be a Sun Titan, because my opponent's got a Krowlin Horde Howler in play, but again, that would be double white. So I guess Primeval Titan or Grave Titan's coming? I have no idea. Oh, my opponent's going to cast a Walking Ballista for X equals 3. Well, that's actually really scary. So I can gain infinite life here, but then what do I do with that? I gain infinite life and my opponent just kills that out and then just says, okay, you've got infinite life, I'll kill you with infinite damage in a little bit. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Scry something good to the top, but the best thing that we can scry to the top is actually just going to be like a land so that we can play our Walking Ballista. Yeah, this was a pretty good play by my opponent. Just a big Ballista. I feel like I have to combo in response. Alright, let's stop thinking about it and go for it. I think I have to, right? X equals 1. Is there any chance I want X equals 2? No. Oh, wait. Cancel. I want to keep my Kitchen Finks back as a blocker. Oh, I can't. I actually can't. Never mind. Oh, wait. I get to. I get to. Because Kitchen Finks is going to untap here. So, just going to scry like a land to the top, but I probably want it to be a Gavany Township. Awkward is like we put a land to the top. My opponent could choose to kill the other stuff in response. So like, or they could kill Noble Hierarch as well. What we'd theoretically be able to do in a paper match is not only put a land to the top, but make sure that once we hit that land, like we'd make the top cards of our deck land, and then good collected company targets. Like land, devoted druid, but that might not even be enough here either. Ballista's going to be tough to beat. The other thing that we want to do next turn is we want to play Ballista and kill their Ballista. Alright, let's see what we can find here. Overgrown Tomb, I have to say bottom. I think I'm just going to go and find a Gavany Township. Trying to keep track of what's in my deck so far. Okay. Alright, let's just keep this on top. So if they kill my Noble Hierarch, that means I'll be able to use my Ballista still to kill their Ballista. And if they don't, then I get to put X equals 2 into my Ballista. If they just kill my combo pieces here. I'm going to turn off auto yields, but... yeah, MTGO really needs quick blinds. That also puts us at 80 life, so my opponent is... oh, they do kill my Noble Hierarch. Alright, that's reasonable. And they kill Vizier. Yeah, we're just going to let that happen. Alright, so let's kill Walking Ballista. Killing my own Walking Ballista. Puts us in a pretty bad spot, I think, but... not sure where else we can really go from here. If we let my opponent untap with Walking Ballista, that seems pretty terrible. So they'll kill my Viscera Seer in response. And then I'm going to sack Viscera Seer in response. Come on. This is actually the most annoying part here, that these graveyards keep popping out. Randomly. Another Kitchen Finks. Don't want that. Alright, both of our Ballistas are going to get countered, but he's got more value. For sure. Opponent now has 7 mana. A Crowlin Horde Howler. It's like a CoCo here. No, not yet. Eternal Witness Ballista is like pretty insane. Eternal Witness Collected Company, also quite good. Looks like they're going to go for Cord, and they're going to gain infinite life on us. And we won't have enough time. I can have 6 here. Did they take back a company? I thought they took a Cord. Oh, no. Okay, it is a company here. Yeah, they need to tap 1 green creature still. There you go. The Summoning Sick Eternal Witness. Cord for X equals 2. Gonna go and get Malira Sovok Outcast, a.k.a. Anafenza Kintree Spirit, a.k.a. Vizier of Remedies. No, Devoted Druid Pass. Alright, so they still have Vizier in hand. Well, if they had Vizier in hand, they could have tried to combo off this turn. That's weird. Alright, I'm just smacking with Kitchen Finks and playing another one. My opponent's got much more time on their clock than we do. So there's a chance we just want to concede. They could Cord for X equals 2 again here. It looks like that is what we are going to see. Alright, so Cord for a Vizier. We're not going to make our opponent do it here. All they need to have... wait, they would need to have 1 more Eternal Witness in the deck. It doesn't matter. We can't beat anything. Because they could just go get a Vizier here, and then they could play an Anafenza on us next turn. I guess they might not have Anafenza either. Yeah, maybe we could have stayed in the game for another second. We don't actually know that my opponent had enough cards. Yeah, we were stuck on 2 lands for that entire game. Which is also just a little unlucky. So I like Tidehollow Sculler. Don't love Sin Collector. Even though I'm boarding in Spot Removal Spell. We like Scavenging Ooze. A medium on Kitchen Finks. And we love, love, love Orzhov Pontiff. think I typically do something like this. I guess I can't bring in the Sculler. We can board out a bird or something. I don't know, it just looks like I don't have enough slots. Definitely want all my spot removal spells. Scavenging Ooze. A lot of times I just board out all my Kitchen Finks. Which honestly feels reasonable. Maybe I board out all the Kitchen Finks and board in the Viziers. Just like Scavenging Ooze is so good in the matchup that Kitchen Finks is never going to do that much. This seems fine. Just double checking. You can Stony their Walking Ballista, but we're playing the same... Oh, you know what? Yeah. I like Spellskite too because of Walking Ballista. Yeah. Okay. Let's bring in one Spellskite, take out one Vizier. I always forget about Spellskite plus Walking Ballista interaction, because Walking Ballista is a new card in the format to me. But yeah. No, that's a great call, man. Thank you. Karuja Ninja. Appreciate it. Now we just sit back and relax and get serenaded by this nice Italian man. Whoever it is. You're from Brazil, Kurja Ninja? Cool. Well, thank you for tuning into the stream. Definitely want to be on the play. Looking for Orzhov Pontiff and Mana Dudes. 2 lands again, but this hand seems good. Owl Ninja. Very cool. Turn 3 CoCo, though, pretty strong. Alright, and we are able to get there. Our opponent doesn't have a path to, or a mana dude either. So that's good. Let's play Vizier. And I think this is just going to be a Temple Garden and an F6 from my opponent here. Can't imagine it being anything else. Overgrown Tomb, F6, sounds good. Keeping open Path to Exile, but we're not really keeping open Path to Exile. There's no way we're going to cast it here. Pretty much just Path to Exiling Scavenging Ooze. You know what? That's a pretty good one. It does tap my opponent out for a turn. Wow, I don't have triple green for the Court of Calling. That's really embarrassing. I'll have it next turn. We could Abrupt Decay here. Or we could just keep open Collected Company mana. Oh, you know what we'll actually do? Oh, my opponent's going to block. Sure. Yeah, that's fine. So what I was thinking there, if we didn't cast any spells, this was actually going to turn into a 3/3. And my opponent wasn't going to get any value out of it, actually. Alright, opponent's going to go for a Walking Ballista on the bird. No, they're not going to. Oh, shoot. I definitely meant to cast a Collected Company there. It's a little punishing. Yeah, I really don't want my opponent to be able to activate Walking Ballista here either. That's fine. We'll just Pontiff. We would have hit the Pontiff off of the Collected Company. Birds is dead. I could have pathed it. Maybe I should have. I probably should have. Alright, I'm not playing this game super tight. This game's still, like, pretty far from over, though. I really don't want to path my Pontiff. Alright, my opponent's going to go for a CoCo end of turn, I imagine, and then try to kill us, just missing attacking for one. I think they have a CoCo here anyways, so I don't really want to attack that much. Yeah. We might just be dead here. Opponent's going to snap, take any devoted druids they find. They find an Eternal Witness for Walking Ballista and a Birds of Paradise. Well, that is pretty bad, too. Man. And if I had done it the other way, I would have been able to just collected company out a Devoted Druid and an Orzhov Pontiff. Yeah. Probably would have just won. Should definitely just grab the Ballista here. We're still not dead. We're going to have to, like... Well, I think Abrupt Decay is... Or Walking Ballista is going to kill Devoted Druid. But we'll see if that still allows the Ballista to stick around for a second. Opponent is deep in the tank here. And this is a tricky one. My opponent has 3 really good targets that they can hit. They are going to go for the Ballista here, though. I'm F6, right? Yeah. Will they be able to cast it for X equals 3? That's a huge difference. X equals 2 and X equals 3. X equals 2 means they just killed Devoted Druid. X equals 3 means they kill Devoted Druid, and then I have to use a spot removal spell on it. Nope, looks like an X equals 2. No complaints. I think we're just going to see this kill Ballista immediately, or kill Devoted Druid immediately. If it doesn't, that actually gives me a weird... Yeah, this gives me a weird opportunity here. Well, all that's going to happen now is I'm going to play Vizier, and then they're going to kill it in response. Kill Devoted Druid in response. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. I can't come up with any better plays, though. Yeah, they just have to kill it in response here. Yeah, they put 1 damage on it. I can't activate it because then they won't have to finish doing this. So we make them do it, and then I don't get to make an extra mana out of it, unfortunately. Right, but I get a Vizier in play. Need another land for the company. Smack for 1. My opponent's life total is lower than mine, so... The damages are relevant here. Can't help but feel like I messed up a big amount. Another Ballista? No, this is a collected company, right? Wow, my opponent's playing multiple Walking Ballistas. That's pretty good. Okay. Yeah, now we're in the position again where... Just trying to think if there's any really weird stuff I can do. Probably not. I think I'm just going to abrupt decay this after they pump it. Gavany's a pretty insane one now, too. Now they can just pump their entire team. Alright, I'm going to try to do some crazy shit with Orzhov Pontiff here. No. They're just going to go pump or cord or some shit. Alright, well I have to do this. They get to kill my Pontiff. If they'd even like to, but that just means I get to haunt, like, Eternal Witness. It's probably fine. Probably fine for them, I mean. Yeah, they must have collected company if they didn't attack here, though. Sure, and they're not activating again. Let's haunt here. Alright, let's draw a land. Nope. Drew all 4 spot removal spells, but my opponent just drew more mana and better spot removal spells. This Collected Company also should have been cast, which is just, like, insanely bad. This is fine. We can kill the Devoted Druid, unless they hit double Devoted Druid. Or wait. Stop. Oh my gosh. Alright, my opponent now has infinite mana. I can't do anything here. I lose. Sorry, guys. Sequence of Magic Online missteps and horrible plays. But you know what? If we lose one more time, I will exit out of this league and just immediately rejoin into another one. Kind of bad luck, kind of just me being horrible at Magic Online. You know what I'm going to do here, too? I'm sitting down right now, so maybe I'm just getting a little bit lazy. I'm going to stand up and try to see if we can't finish this league on a high note. You get it? High note as I raise my standing desk. It was funny. Leave me alone. Alright, this is a reasonable 7. It's not great, but we've got cards and we can cast them. We're just going to have to hope that Kitchen Finks and Coral Merfolk are good against my opponent's deck. I think the Merfolk is less likely to be good. But... Alright, yeah, this isn't a deck that Coral Merfolk is good against at all. See what happens. We can gain infinite life against a deck that doesn't really care about infinite life. But Kitchen Finks is solid against Wrath effects. Can also use our cord for a Devoted Druid or something sweet like that. No Voice of Resurgence in my 75 anymore. Oh, Jeskai. Okay. Infinite Life is much better against Jeskai than against blue-white. My opponent is clearly representing something here, like Mana Leak or Remand. Probably more likely to be Mana Leak. Let's smack for 2 first. And then I think let's just get our Kitchen Finks Remand or Mana Leaked. It's either that or we wait till next turn to cord for X equals 2 end step, then untap and play Kitchen Finks. This is fine. Alright, it is a remand. That's why I kind of wanted to go for it. I wasn't sure if they were just on remand, which if they are, just trying to get Kitchen Finks out there as soon as possible. Oh, and it's a remand plus pass on the following turn. That's pretty crazy. They're thinking about doing something in our upkeep here. No idea what that is, other than concede. But it's time for the luck to turn around in our favor now. A resolved Kitchen Finks against Jeskai is like... pretty good. Let's see what they have to say about Birds of Paradise here. I might be okay with just this now. This way if they have another remand, we're getting some decent value on them by not allowing them to cast it. End of turn, think twice. Okay, should have went for it then. So I guess they were just debating an upkeep think twice. One thing that's kind of funny that we can do, grab Temple Garden, is in response to them cracking their Flooded Strand. Oh, I didn't skip my turn. I intentionally didn't cast Kitchen Finks there. You don't always need to be casting your cards against Jeskai decks. So I'm thinking right now might be the time to put Scavenging Ooze onto the battlefield. That's what I'm thinking about right now in response to this Lightning Bolt on Birds of Paradise. Put Scavenging Ooze on the battlefield. We can eat Think Twice if we need to, but I think we just eat the Lightning Bolt immediately. And then see where to go from there. Oh, Owl, you might have been instructing me to skip my turn. I'm not sure if you were like, wait, you skipped your turn? Or you were saying, wait, and skip your turn. Scavenging Ooze, I believe. Looks like it's just going to be another remand here. But put my opponent down to 11. Oh no, Lightning Helix on Vizier. Oh, that's even better. That's even sweeter. So let's go and grab Scavenging Ooze, and now we're not going to let my opponent have a Snapcaster Mage for the rest of the game. My opponent can tap out main phase to cast Think Twice. But other than that, we're not letting them do anything here. Lightning Helix, okay. That's fine. We still actually got value off of this because we get to eat the Think Twice here. Hopefully there's no Snapcaster Mage now. There is pretty likely to be a Snapcaster Mage for my opponent coming up soon, if not now. Just going to try to develop mana this turn. Like if I draw another mana dude, I'll play it alongside Devoted Druid. We still have this Kitchen Finks. Not sure what my opponent's debating this time on upkeep. Alright, Blooming Marsh is going to have to come into play tapped. We do kind of have to play Devoted Druid here because it's the summoning sick option. We could also play Vizier. It kind of telegraphs what we got going on, but I think that's fine, actually. Yeah, let's just dump our hand. You know what? Which would I rather have? Actually, I'd rather have Vizier. So let's play Devoted Druid first. Then we'll play Vizier. And we'll be done with that. Alright, Lightning Bolt on Devoted Druid. That's better than it being a Snapcaster Mage, though. And this still leaves us with Kitchen Fink's Vizier, which is pretty strong in its own right. Sure, let's lead with Noble Hierarch. Smack for 3. Put my opponent down to 14. Somehow they clawed their way back up to a good life total with all those Lightning Helixes. But we're at 21, and we're smacking for 5. If we can smack for 5 for 3 turns in a row. Here's the Snapcaster? No, it's another Think Twice. Okay. That's fine. Opponent didn't spend all of their mana. So I feel like we got some value there. They might have also just not wanted to Lightning Helix a Devoted Druid. They have Supreme Verdict? That's weird. Was not expecting Supreme Verdict out of a Jeskai deck. Got a lot of live draws here. That's not one of them. 7 turn clock now for us. Definitely not as good. Yeah, we've got, like, barely a card here. I guess we have a card if you count Path to Exile and Kitchen Finks in conjunction, but not great. Somehow beating my opponent on time as they must either be double queuing or are just randomly thinking when they have no need to be. Ghost Quarter's kind of unlucky. We can kind of scare our opponent from doing anything here as they think that we'll have some green instants to end step, but unfortunately we just don't. All we've got in our hand is a white instant. I meant to play the Verdant Catacombs, but it's not a huge deal. Gonna flashback Think Twice here, and maybe we'll see a Lightning Bolt on our face. Not with that mana open. Another Think Twice, okay. Yeah, that Scavenging Ooze would have been good, but wasn't good enough to stick around. Yeah, lands are not great draws here. Gavany Township isn't even a good draw. Gavany Township, I guess, is an okay draw. What are we going to see here? Sphinx's Rev? No, Jace Architect. Okay. That's pretty bad, too. Means that our Kitchen Finks is now dealing 1 damage a turn. There's a Court of Calling. So Court of Calling, if I tap a lot of mana, can go and get an Eternal Witness, which can go and get our Scavenging Ooze. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, that's probably worth tapping out for. You know what? Let's do it end of turn. Let's attack Jace, and maybe we can catch my opponent off guard here. What my opponent wants to do is set up a position where they can block with Colonnade or have Jace with like Lightning Bolt backup or something. which hopefully will be able to blow them out with the Chord of Calling plus Path to Exile, both of those things in conjunction. Like, you gotta tick down Jace at some point, or else it's not even doing anything. Alright, looks like they're content to just keep playing this game, though. Let's go end step chord for x equals 3, aka x equals free, because there's no reason not to do this. Especially when my opponent's a Remand deck and not a Mana Leak deck. There is some value in playing like some Remands and some Mana Leaks, so that your opponents can never play around the correct things. Oh right, Cryptic Command. Counter spell, draw a card. Yeah, looks like it. Yeah, maybe I could have just waited then another second. I think Twice is a sweet card, personally. Okay, that's actually not horrible. You can put Jace in an awkward spot. And then we can start just activating Walking Ballista on sequential turns. It's not a great draw, but at the very least it's an interesting draw here, right? So x equals 3. We don't get to kill Jace with this. It's not out of Lightning Bolt range either, which is also a little bit unlucky. My opponent clearly not countering it. They could be lightning bolting it. If they are lightning bolting it, or lightning bolting Kitchen Finks, I'm not sure. Oh, they're going to Ghost Quarter their Ghost Quarter and Remand it. Okay. Okay. Well played. Hey, if you need blue mana, you need blue mana. It is a mana leak as well. Oh, that's a bummer. Not like I ever would have cast it for x equals 2 in that spot, but... that's a bummer. One, two, three, four, five. All right. Might see them activate Colonnade here or something. Nope, just Lightning Bolt. Now my opponent's in a pretty insane position. Yeah, they're crushing us here. They've got 2 Colonnades and a Jace on the board to our Path to Exile that we have in hand. And 4 cards in hand. Devoted Druid, alright, there's a chance. Devoted Druid's a good draw to keep you live in the game. Next turn we draw Collected Company into 2 live spells. The fact that my opponent is only taking Jace upwards, though, also means that they just have enough cards in their hand. If we win this game and my opponent's been taking their Jace up this entire time, that's pretty crazy. Here's the Collected Company. No, it's a Kitchen Finks. Alright, well, this Kitchen Finks is just as likely to resolve as anything else. We can play around double Mana Leak and a Force Spike and a Remand. Alrighty. It's on the battlefield. 23 life points. Jace Architect the Thought, show me what you got. Gonna see a Think Twice here at the end of turn, I imagine? Or something else. Yep, end step Think Twice. Yeah, I like Think Twice. I think it's a cool card. Opponent now with 6 cards in hand. Like, I hope that their plan isn't just to try to ultimate Jace, and that's what they're, like, racing to. They're tapping both of their colonnades here. This looks like a Rev or something. Alright, Elspeth Sun's Champion. That's a good one, but they're keeping up double blue only. Which means we can win this turn. If we draw CoCo into, or Eternal Witness into CoCo. Gavany Township. Alright. Not great. Gavany is definitely not great. But, yeah, they get to ult Jace here. So I guess we attack Jace with everything. And then if they triple block Devoted Druid, we have to use our Path to Exile in Gavany Township. But then we take Jace down. Oh, it's not even worth attacking with Devoted Druid. It's a 0-2. Alright. Yeah, the Gavany Township is a little bit awkward. It also means Kitchen Finks now dies to Elspeth. But it's not that awkward in that my opponent got rid of both of their Ghost Quarters on us. That said, my opponent now gets to cast, or what do they get to do? Put a creature on the battlefield? Non-land card. And they get to cast those cards. Alright, Supreme Verdict. Kitchen Finks persists. That's fine. We've got Gavany Township. What's awkward is one of these Razor Verge Thickets should have been a Horizon Canopy. But I digress. They just tick Jace up. Alright, well they want to ultimate and still keep Jace around. What does this let us do? Court of Calling. We no longer have access to Vizier. We can court for X equals 3. Get Eternal Witness, get Scavenging Ooze. Court for X equals 3, get Eternal Witness, get Walking Ballista. Either way, court for X equals 3 costs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana, leaving us with only 3 mana, which means we don't have enough to Gavany up the Kitchen Finks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Alright, yeah, let's go for an X equals 3. Oh, shit, my bad. Alright, X equals 3, we're going to run this out main phase here. Yeah, Ballista's looking like the call at this point. We just have so many lands. But this is going to get Cryptic Commanded here. Counterspell, draw a card. Okay. Can't attack here, unfortunately. My opponent's going to be able to activate Jace on their turn. I don't think I can beat that. They can't get another Celestial Colonnade. I'm probably already dead. One thing that's interesting about Jace is a lot of players will grab a Kitchen Finks when they steal cards from your deck, because this is like one of the best cards. Alright, Electrolyze down. If Jace ticks up here, I don't even know what's happening. Okay, no. Jace goes down. I guess I should concede in response so that they don't get to see my whole deck, but we are just going to sideboard here now anyways, so... We get to path whatever they get. I don't know. I mean, they'll probably just get an Eternal Witness, right? An Eternal Witness back at Cryptic Command. That's what I would do if I was them. They grabbed an Electrolyze from their own deck. I actually gained information by not conceding. Now we know that they've got an Electrolyze or another Electrolyze in their deck, and that's the best thing that they can grab. I should have conceded in response to this. All right, they do grab Eternal Witness. Eternal Witness is going to return Cryptic Command to their hand. I don't think I can win, but also, like, I don't know. I mean, if we just want to play for time, we're beating my opponent on time here by a lot. I do have infinite combos in my deck, so that's not, like, guaranteed to hold up, but I don't know. So they Electrolyze us to draw a card. Yeah, I mean, we're dead here in short order. I think I'm going to make them play it out, though. Because I'm not super confident. I guess the Elspeth tokens will kill us here. It's a pretty good draw. Spell Snare. Alright. What if I get CoCo, though? I feel like my opponent doesn't have that much. But they've actually never activated a Colonnade, so maybe they do just have a whole bunch here. Alright, yeah. I'm dead next turn, regardless of what I do. That'll do it. Oh, but look what I would have drawn. And then I would have drawn this. Yeah, I drew a lot of mana that game. Alright, let's board out a bird. Let's board out the paths. Let's definitely bring in Spellskite, Scavenging Ooze, Sin Collector, and Tide Hollow Sculler. Let's also definitely bring in Selfless Spirit, and probably board in Fulminator Mage. After that, what do we want to do? We can trim down on this combo a little bit, though Kitchen Finks is still a great card. I like Fulminator Mage, pretty sure. I think we just want to turn down this. We do have Spellskite, but Electrolyze is still pretty good against us. I think that's all I want to do. Yeah, seems good to me. Be on the play this game. We've got Spellskite and nothing else. I'm going to have to mulligan that one. This hand looks solid, though. Devoted Druid into Scavenging Ooze with an Eternal Witness to pick the Scavenging Ooze back up. That seems okay. Bring in Stony Silence, you're saying? No, I definitely don't like Stony Silence against this deck. Even if they have, like, what, like a Relic of Progenitus or something like that? I'm going to go bottom, but I'm going to shuffle it away anyways. I really need to get a paste bin set up for the Ronus question. Or maybe I'll just make a YouTube video or something about why I don't personally play Ronus. It gets asked like 3 times a stream. Or not 3 times a stream, but at least once a stream. No. The thing with Ronus, I just don't think he's necessary. I don't think he's ever better than Walking Ballista or Duskwatch Recruiter. So I would just always rather run one of those 2 cards. And that's my simple reason. Like, we just saw in the last matchup how good Walking Ballista can be. If you want to put a Ronus in the deck, just cut it and put another Walking Ballista in the deck. It's just so much better. It does a lot more where a Ronus would be, like, average in that same spot. Really don't want to play Scavenging Ooze as my first creature. It's a little bit awkward. Also don't want to play all of my Devoted Druids. I gotta play something though, right? I can play Scavenging Ooze now, and then if my opponent Lightning Bolts Scavenging Ooze, I eat Devoted Druid and Viscera Seer in response. Seems pretty loose. Thank you very much, Mijumaru15 for the follow. Appreciate it a lot. Is that worth it? To make a 4/4? We didn't see any Path to Exiles from their deck. 4/4 would be pretty solid, and they might not see it coming. I'm going to play another Devoted Druid. No. I'm going to just play this and pass. The double blue-white fetch. Interesting. I guess that means that they have... Owl Ninja, thank you very much for the follow. Yeah. I guess that just means that they definitely have Supreme Verdict. Selfless Spirit's great. That's kind of what I was looking for before I started to dump my hand here. Let's smack for 1 to start things off. And if I play Selfless Spirit and Scavenging Ooze, it only leaves me open 1 mana to eat with Scavenging Ooze. So maybe I just go Selfless Spirit plus Devoted Druid here. Don't love that either. But right, I guess this plays around Wrath fine enough. We'll see what happens. Alright, well, with Selfless Spirit in play, I don't really care about overcommitting. They could just bolt Selfless Spirit and then Wrath us, but that's fine. Alright, looks like we're just getting remanded. That is A-okay with me. And then a Steam Vents, end of turn. Sounds good. Cannot F6 anymore because... all of our creatures have activated abilities that don't require mana. Alright, now my opponent has Cryptic Command mana open. But if they counter... well, that makes it pretty clear. We're going to attack for 3 and then play a Collected Company end of turn. Put my opponent down to 12 already, which is pretty good. And we're also countering any Lightning Helixes against us. So yeah, skipping our turn here to give them nothing to do with all that blue mana. They don't have a Think Twice. That's pretty good. Going to go for a tapped Hollowed Fountain. We're going to say end step CoCo. They're going to probably counter Drawl in response. But then we get a Scavenging Ooze online while they're tapped out here. Pretty much just have to counter this. You know what? I'm not even going to go for Scavenging Ooze online. I am just going to, in response to this, cast, or not in response to this, on my turn, I'm going to cast Eternal Witness and return that to my hand. Oh wait, Spellskite? Spellskite and Selfless Spirit are both so insane against this deck. But I feel like I have to just go for the Eternal Witness while they're tapped out. Yeah, Eternal Witness is also just too good. And it also provides the most clock on the board here. So leave me with a 2-turn clock after this turn. In a little bit of an awkward position against a Celestial Colonnade, potentially. But it means my opponent's got to tap out to do that. That's pretty risky for them, too. Could go for another land. Yeah, it looks like we're in a good spot here. I'm a little bit hesitant to say great, but I do think good. So yeah, here's the trick. When we attack, if our opponent just actually activates Celestial Colonnade, that's so risky for them to do, though. That's so risky for them to just activate Celestial Colonnade. Sure, let's go for it. Alright, sweet. So now do we just play a Devoted Druid into their clearly just open mana, waiting for something to happen here? I think I do. Otherwise, what am I doing with my life? Alright. We don't have Path to Exile in the deck anymore, so might as well represent it. It's going to get Cryptic Commanded or something. Remanded, that's fine. Could definitely use some more lands. Remand makes me feel like we're in a good spot, though. Now they can Colonnade and keep open Remand. So I like this spot slightly less. Though my opponent's at 4. Yeah, we gotta keep attacking here. My opponent's at 4 life points. Meaning, even if they block Selfless Spirit, they take 3 whole damages. Is this a tap my team, draw a card? Ooh, okay. I can get behind a tap my team, draw a card. Sure. It would have been nice if we won the game right on that swell of the music, but... Tap my team, draw a card. Is this an end step Lightning Bolt on Selfless Spirit? It is not. So as long as we have Selfless Spirit, we are definitely not just losing our team. Not sure if my opponent knows that. Yeah. Yeah. That's how Selfless Spirit works. But we don't have lethal here, which is interesting. Huh, that's a pretty good draw, isn't it? That seems like a great draw to me. Alright, I'm going to try to enter combat. I'm going to hit my opponent for 3 down to 1. I'm going to play Spellskite and then Tide Hollow Scholar. The thing is, if they remand this, I already can't recast it. And we're only throwing away a Spellskite for the risk of this. Alright, that's a Path to Exile on this in response. Let's make another mana. And... yeah, I do want the basic land here, so let's say... let's make the mana first, but then let's say Path to Exile resolves. I'm not actually going to use that mana, so it's not super necessary. Opponent must have Supreme Verdict in hand if they're willing to do that, but still take my combat damage. Alright, Tide Hollow Scholar, and we're going to take... Crucible of Worlds, rest in peace? What is happening? Both of these cards suck ass. Sure, you can have a Crucible of Worlds. It seems completely irrelevant. My opponent needs to draw Supreme Verdict to not die here. Supreme Verdict off the top. Or card draw into Supreme Verdict. That could work as well. But as it currently stands, they will have Celestial Colonnade to block one of my 3 attacking creatures and die to the other one. My opponent scoops it up. Where do we get to begin sideboarding? There we go. Alright, so do we want to change anything else? Do I actually need Walking Ballista against this opponent? Not really, but it could help against decks with Wrath effects in them. But I could just play Selfless Spirit. What would that allow me to put in if I cut Walking Ballista? If I cut Walking Ballista, that would let me play a Kitchen Finks, a Birds of Paradise, an Orzhov Pontiff, a Vizier, or an Anafenza. Could also board in Reclamation Sage or Abrupt Decay. I think Even Mind Sensor is just okay against my opponent's deck. It stops Jace and fetch lands, which I don't really care about. I think I might want an Abrupt Decay or a Reclamation Sage, because Rest in Peace could actually be a little bit annoying. And it actually means we could lean on Kitchen Finks slightly less here, too. Just board in Reclamation Sage, Abrupt Decay, so that we have them. Because Eternal Witness is super important to the deck. Crucible Ghost Quarter is a little bit annoying. Let's actually keep in Kitchen Finks and board out Viscera Seer. I don't think we need Infinite Life against them. So we're boarding out Ballista, Kitchen Finks, Seer for some more removal spells so that we can grind a little bit more with our Eternal Witnesses. We might not need 2 Scavenging Ooze if my opponent is bringing in Rest in Peace themselves. But I still really don't think I need Viscera Seer that much. Maybe I just want Walking Ballista back in. Scavenging Ooze is a difficult creature for them to kill, though, still. Maybe we only put in 1 Abrupt Decay, and we put in the Scavenging Ooze. I hope I submitted in time. Looks like we did. Alright, so 1 Abrupt Decay, 1 Reclamation Sage is in the deck. This is our current sideboard. This match took a lot longer than I thought it would, so I guess we're actually just going to finish this league for this stream. My opponent needs time on the clock. Like, I was kind of considering that game 1. It's not my responsibility to concede to my opponent when they're just playing a slow deck. And also, this is the same guy that was taking a while thinking it at random points. So either slow internet connection or double queuing or something like that. Owl Ninja, thank you very much. Karuja Ninja, for the follow and for hanging out, man. It's nice talking to you. And hopefully I will see you around, my friend. Thanks for joining the stream. Alrighty, well, maybe my opponent realizes that they cannot win in time. Nope, they're back. It's going to be even harder for them to win, and we've got the turn 3 combo. Seems solid. Might be a little bit land screwed again. Hopefully we don't just get run over in 5 minutes here. Looking for a Temple Garden for turn 1. Like, this upkeep stop. Take that upkeep stop off, man. Alright, the Devoted Druid, no way Devoted Druid, no way in hell it stays alive. I also don't have a white source to cast Vizier. It's not as big of a deal. Because I could use this Court of Calling or something. Alright, Spell Snare. That means we are Eternal Witnessing back the Devoted Druid on turn 2. Or turn 3, rather. Windswept Heath, what do you think? I could just get basic planes with it. Yeah, sure, we can do that now. Alright, Eternal Witness resolves. We are winning the card advantage war now. Because we got a real sick 2-for-1. That's why Rest in Peace is good against us. Opponent on 2 lands and also not doing anything right now. That doesn't seem great. Maybe they were actually just thinking about whether or not they wanted to keep this hand. Well, I'm going to dump my mana out onto the board here. Oh, you know what? I should have led with... Yeah, that was a mistake. Should have led with Devoted Druid in case my opponent had Remand. We could have recast Devoted Druid. I think we're going to see a Lightning Bolt here, end of turn on Devoted Druid. Have to imagine. Yep. Next turn, will they shock themselves so that they can Snapcast their Lightning Bolt? No, they will not. Okay. Alright. Then we are just going to Eternal Witness back the Devoted Druid and hit my opponent for 2 once again. Seems like a pretty solid line, right? My opponent needs 2 more white mana in order to be able to even cast Supreme Verdict. Let's just keep putting this bad boy out onto the battlefield. What do you say, Devoted Druid? What do you say, old chap? What a house. Alright, Ghost Quarter. That's the first white mana. Opponent could Electrolyze or something right here. Let's go grab a Temple Garden. They are Ghost Quartering their own Steam Vents, maybe as a means to concede. Or, nope, they actually do just want white mana. Okay. Path to Exile on Devoted Druid. Would I rather it be in the graveyard, or would I rather myself another basic? I kind of have a lot of lands already, but you know what? I do actually want another basic. We've got Duskwatch Recruiter. So let's grab a basic Forest here, and then a Temple Garden off of Windswept Heath. Yeah, because we have Duskwatch Recruiter to activate. Though we could also just go for Selfless Spirit here. Oh god, another Devoted Druid. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, let's swing for 4. We're going to play Devoted Druid and keep open Selfless Spirit mana. Which seems insane. And the king of all trades, thank you very much for the follow, my friend. Yeah, now we just keep open Selfless Spirit mana. My opponent will go for a Wrath of God. We will Selfless Spirit in response. They're going to have to Ghost Quarter themselves again to do it. But they kind of have to go for it here. No, they just have a Path to Exile. We could say you're going to Path Spellskite in response. I don't know how much I love that. Sure. I should have kept Birds of Paradise online. But no matter. You know what I could do instead here? No, this requires them to have something. Let's go for this. Alright, X equals 2, get Spellskite. I should have kept Birds of Paradise open to pay the blue mana. I could just get Tidehollow Sculler. That also seems pretty great here. But now, let's just grab Spellskite. Let's say, I would like you to Path to Exile Spellskite, please. Alright, and then Spellskite will turn into a basic swamp. And then I will combo them out and kill them. Try to use some of the clock off of, or some of the time off of our clock here as well, just to make my opponent feel slightly better about what they're doing. Want to lead with Duskwatch and then play Collected Company if something goes wrong. Be pretty crazy for something to go wrong at this point, though. For them to not counter the Vizier, but then instead try to counter whatever comes from the Vizier. I'll be honest, I don't really know if we have a Walking Ballista in the deck still. Let's view the sideboard. No, we don't. Or we do, rather. We have 4 minutes. That is more than enough minutes. So yeah, we'll cast Sin Collector here. We'll also be able to cast a Selfless Spirit, and we'll cast all of the Kitchen Finks in our deck. All right, let's see if this is enough. Opponent's probably not going to concede to anything at this point. They're going to make us do it, but... Alright, we take the Supreme Verdict, leave them with Rest in Peace, Elspeth. So, pretty sure if we just play a Kitchen Finks here... Alright, we do still have Walking Ballista in the deck. What am I thinking? Let's just do that. That's a lot faster. Actually, it might not be. Oh, I'm out of white mana. Whoops. I can get more white mana if I really need to. I can cast an Eternal Witness, return Windswept Heath, and go Tutor Upper Temple Garden. But I'd rather not shuffle my library either. There's Walking Ballista. Alright. And I've got more than enough time to do this right now. But yeah, if this was like... The reason that I feel like you don't need Walking Ballista here is I could have just played all of my Kitchen Finks, played all my Eternal Witness and Scavenging Oozes, put Selfless Spirit onto the battlefield, either with Eternal Witness Windswept Heath, or with Eternal Witness Court of Calling, or by essentially scrying it to the top of my deck, and then casting Collected Company. That can cheat in some cards as well, if you'd like to do it that way. It's going to be the most monotonous, but the easiest way is to just get up to, we'll say 28 mana, and then Fireball my opponent here. Alright, X equals 14. And let's kill him dead. Still a minute and a half on the clock to spare. No problem. No luck's given, baby. We doing it. Now my opponent is going to turn off their F6, either run out their own clock, or try to catch me in an awkward spot and eat time off of my clock. This is against the Magic Online terms of service, and considered quite bad behavior. GG's, I will be reporting you, nerd. Alright, they let us get it back here. Just flame them a little bit in chat, and we should be good. Hope my opponent realizes that this is going to take a lot less time than a minute and 20 seconds to perform. That's a slightly quicker way to do it. Hold control, put all of the abilities on the stack, and then just yield to your opponent. I can understand people being salty. It happens. Maybe, you know, who knows? Maybe they just wanted to see the combo, see how it actually played out. You gotta try to get your value somewhere, I suppose, but... Yeah, well, as LSV likes to point out, typically, like, your time is just better served than waiting and watching your opponent combo out. Like, your time has to be worth more than that to yourself, right? How I like to look at it is my opponent is, like, probably tilted from that. I mean, I drew a lot of Devoted Druids against him, I'm not gonna lie, but they're probably slightly tilted from that outcome, which that's going to impact them going into their next match if they have one. We were 0-2, so they might have been 0-2 as well. Hopefully we can get the next 2 games in slightly shorter time. We do get to be on the play here. We've got a turn 3 infinite combo. So we'll hope that we are playing against Tron to give them their just desserts for beating us all those years ago. That's what I used to... I just say Tron because I used to always hope we weren't playing against Tron. So now I just always hope that we're playing against Tron just for all of the times that they beat us. Looks like we're playing against something green, at least to start here. If it's the mirror matchup, I feel pretty good about a turn 3 combo on the play. We'll see how this shakes out here. Alright, opponent fetching end of turn. We're going to see an Overgrown Tomb. No Fatal Push. Could be Jund. Alright, it's an Abzan deck. They're playing 2 green for a Devoted Druid. I'm going to hit them up with the GG well played. In chat, this opponent will definitely scoop. I'll be the first person to call that right here. They'll scoop as soon as they see the Chord of Calling for x equals 2 here. I have to imagine. Yep, there we go. They just wanted to see it, make sure that we had it. Don't fault them for that. Incoming B-Pact? What is B-Pact? Like Slaughter Pact they could have. I don't know if that's what you're referring to. Oh, Black Pact. I see. Yes. Slaughter Pact. For sure. Yeah, they could have had that. All right, we want Aven Mind Sensor. We want Kill Spells. We want Spellskite for their Walking Ballista. We want Scavenging Ooze for their Graveyard Interaction. We want Orzhov Pontiff for their Mana Dudes. Tidehollow Sculler for everything and nothing. And Path to Exile for everything else in between. We can cut some Kitchen Finks and thus cut Anafenza. Sometimes I just cut all my Kitchen Finks in the matchup. I don't know. I think we might do that here today. Birds of Paradise is so good on the draw. Cut one Vizier. Not sure. I'm having trouble sideboarding in the mirror matchup today, and we're seeing it a lot. I should probably just start playing a Linvala because this matchup is going to be more and more prevalent now moving into the future. What did I do before? Did I cut one Scavenging Ooze? I like the Viscera Seer because of Orzhov Pontiff still. Which arguably means like a Kitchen Finks could still be in the deck. I guess we have to cut a bird. And then either the Tidehollow Sculler or Duskwatch Recruiter. Could play 61. What's awkward is when you cut all your Kitchen Finks, you make it tough to win just the creature battles, too. I can definitely see an argument for just keeping the Kitchen Finks in, but this is the strategy that I've been going with for a little bit now. I'm willing to admit it might be wrong. Willing to admit we might also just not want Tidehollow Sculler. Or that we might just not want Viscera Seer. Pontiff is pretty good on its own, but the ability to kill a Devoted Druid is sweet. Maybe I will only play one Scavenging Ooze. I don't love that either. Could cut an Abrupt Decay. Oh, I didn't submit. Alright, looks like we are playing with the main deck. Should probably turn on sounds, at least for that. My opponent mulliganed to 6, though, and this hand's actually fine. Alright, my opponent mulliganed, but they found a Birds of Paradise. And we've got a Birds of Paradise too, so assuming they don't have a turn 2 Pontiff, which wouldn't even be that great, they can have a turn 3 Pontiff actually, and be able to kill like a Vizier or something along with it. Yeah, I definitely don't like to play no-kill spells because they can have interaction. I mean, our main deck is fine in the mirror. I wish we had access to Aven Mind Sensor off this Chord of Calling, but we'll just go for it the same way we went for it last time. Oh, well, now I want to grab an Orzhov Pontiff here. Wow, Devoted Druid off the top? Yeah. Sure, Devoted Druid in play. If they Path to Exile it, I think I am going to sacrifice it. If they Abrupt Decay it or do nothing, looks like they're doing nothing. Well, if they do that, then I'm just going to win the game. That's pretty dumb. What could they have here for 4 mana? Oh, right. Collect a company. That. They could CoCo and hit the Aven Mind Sensor. But short of that, like, I think we won the game. Never mind, we already have Duskwatch Recruiter, too. Jeez Louise. This was a curb stomping. We're going to need to see a Fiend Hunter on our Devoted Druid in response. And it needs to be Fiend Hunter Viscerus here, because I've got Path to Exile open. GG's. So my opponent will assuredly concede to Duskwatch Recruiter here. And that is 2-2. Well, I got my wish. That matchup was a lot quicker than the previous one. Didn't even sideboard. Didn't have to. No luck's given, baby. We won that matchup because our opponent conceded to our combos. We did have it. Like, both times we had lethal that turn. But yeah, we won the game without even using 2 minutes off of our clock. Let's see if we can end this with a 3-2 finish here. That would be sweet. Finish us off nice. Life 15, best of luck, or Lift 15? I'm not sure. How do you spell lift? Is this how you spell lift, like the company? We can keep this. Our mana's a little bit interesting, but we get to play turn 2 Anafenza into turn 3 Kitchen Finks, into turn 4 probably a Collected Company, if not a Viscera off Court of Calling. This hand seems solid against something like Living End, seems good against something like Mono Green Devotion, if that's what we're playing against now. They're not going to kill our Noble Hierarch, right? I think our Noble Hierarch seems pretty safe here. They have to fight it. Okay, could be Infect. Against which I still like this hand. Nope, it's a mirror match. Yes, it is. Alright, well, they could have the turn 3 kill. That would be a little bit bad. Can't really do much against that. Think we can really just put Kitchen Finks on the battlefield and hope that that's good enough. My opponent's going to go for it if they have it, so... Well, that was the wrong land to fetch, but whatever. I probably don't need this Anafenza. I'm going to cast Collected Company or Court of Calling next turn. Oh, this is the Bant version of the deck as well. Alright, playing another Devoted Druid. That's fine, we can beat that. And a Vizier now? That would be weird. That would make no sense. Breeding Pool tapped and an F6. Cool. Okay. So we can smash 4/4 with Kitchen Finks and then CoCo end of their turn. We can also just smash for nothing and then go get a Viscera or a Devoted Druid end of their turn. We could also just get a Devoted Druid now. Though that's no good, because this plays around Spell Queller anyways. Alright, I think we're going to say let's pass here. What happens if we don't get Devoted Druid? There's nothing else that saves us if they have it. Yeah, we don't have Aven Mind Sensor. Yeah, but Queller can only counter cards that cost 4 or less. That's right? Queller is 4 or less? Or is it 4 or more? No, Queller is 4 or less. So we're going to cast a spell with converted mana cost 5 here. I'm going to go for Court of Calling. I'm not going to go for Collected Company. It also would be very ambitious for my opponent not to leave open Spell Queller when all they had to do to leave it open was keep Breeding Pool untapped. Like, they could have cast Devoted Druid off of Forest Devoted Druid and then kept open Spell Queller, so I don't really think that's what they have here. I don't know what they have. But it feels like they probably just have like, honestly, no idea. One, two, three, four, five. That'll leave us with 2 mana open. We're going to cast Collected Company. Oh, wait. Can we do more than that? We could attack with Kitchen Finks as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sure. Lets me play Anafenza as well. All right, we don't actually know that we have it here, but we're going to try to find it. So my opponent has to Path to Exile Devoted Druid in response to this. Or we have infinite mana, and then once they do that, then we could just get Viscera Seer and gain infinite life. So we already could just gain Viscera Seer here. Infinite life doesn't actually beat them, though. Possibly. We're going to let the Bolster trigger resolve onto Vizier. You know what? Maybe I want to attack first here. Nah, that's fine. I'll just CoCo. Opponent said in chat, if you show me, I'll concede. Oh, they do have a Spell Queller. Alright. That's fine. Now we just get to start attacking for 4 with Kitchen Finks a few times. Oh, went for the upkeep. Yeah. Thing is, I figured doing it like this lets us just try to cast it and get on with it. Just like a Chord of Calling here. I'm not going to auto-yield to Devoted Druid. There might be some weird interactions that come up here. Alright, yeah, so this is a Collected Company. My opponent's going to try to hit a Vizier here. No. It is a Chord of Calling. And they just need a mana sink then. Right, let me auto-yield to this, actually. That was silly. Alright, so all we need to see is like a Duskwatch Recruiter or something like that. We'll see what they have. 5 mana for Duskwatch Recruiter. Alright, we'll concede to this. Right, yep. That'll do it. There's no way they wouldn't run it. You could board it out for game 2, but there's no way they wouldn't run it game 1. Definitely want our Paths and Abrupt Decays in against the Bant deck. Yeah, I'm curious if I could have... I mean, I guess I should have just ran out the CoCo while they were tapped out. I figured there was no way that they had a Spell Queller, because they could have easily kept open Spell Queller on their turn 3 and just decided not to. Means that they top decked it, So he gave them 1 turn to draw it, which I thought was a reasonable line because that meant that Devoted Druid just had haste, but maybe it wound up being risky, I guess. Don't love Selfless Spirit. Don't actually even need Scavenging Ooze. The deck has some Eternal Witnesses, so I guess we'll keep them in. Orzhov Pontiff is pretty reasonable, though, too. Okay. Something like this. I like the birds, I think, in this matchup. I like the Kitchen Finks, too, because of how well they block Knight of the Reliquary when my opponent goes on that route. Even Mind Sensor might not be super necessary. No, it's still necessary. What am I saying? What am I saying? Alright, and let's do... one Vizier out. I mean, I guess I should just sideboard the same way I sideboard in the actual mirror. But with less Scavenging Ooze. Now this deck, my opponent's deck actually can play Ronus and get away with it because of Knight of the Reliquary. This is how I boarded in the mirror matchup. I feel like birds is more important here. Don't know why I feel like that. Yeah, let's board out Kitchen Finks. Keep in the birds. We'll be on the play here. And we have to mulligan a 1-lander. We can keep this 1-lander, though. This 1-lander is actually pretty solid. We're going to keep this. We'll keep any land on top. Devoted Druid. We'll put Devoted Druid on bottom. Just going to crack and play a turn 1 Noble Hierarch here now anyways, but... I'll grab Forest. It's unlikely to matter too much. Orzhov Pontiff is our big leg up in the match. We hope that our opponent plays a lot of mana dorks, and then we get to Pontiff them all away. Actually, definitely should have led with Birds of Paradise here, because now I'm in a super awkward spot if I don't hit a land. I actually have to play the bird instead of the Devoted Druid this turn. That was dumb. All right, Devoted Druid is not great for us. Can't interact with Devoted Druid in any way here, though. I can play my own so that if I draw a Court of Calling... That's probably my best option. Play my own Devoted Druid. This way, if I draw a Court of Calling, we have lethal. And might as well also play a Spellskite. Probably should have played Spellskite first, but regardless... For Devoted Druid gets pathed here. That's really embarrassing. Well, that was silly. So now I have to decide if Devoted Druid goes to the graveyard or to exile. And I think I'm going to put it in my graveyard so that I can Eternal Witness it back. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Cast that. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. No, I'm actually going to let it get exiled. So if I draw a Chord of Calling here, I can chord for Viscera Seer in response to Orzhov Pontiff. My Eternal Witness will still be good later on in the game. Scavenging Ooze. Okay, my Eternal Witness will no longer be good, but I'm glad I took the land. Alright, really want to draw Viscera Seer or Chord of Calling here. Land. That's not quite as good. Alright. Definitely can't Orzhov Pontiff now. Need to wait until we draw the Viscera Seer as well. Which technically Scavenging Ooze plays around, but not enough people know it that, like, we might be able to get some value. There's no reason for my opponent to tap out here for Scavenging Ooze. That was very silly. If I had a Chord of Calling, I could have just blown him out there. Because I could chord and then Eternal Witness back the chord if I hit an Eternal Witness off of it. Alright, here's a Vizier. My opponent is probably going to be able to dump their hand. Let's yield to Devoted Druid. Make this a little bit easier for him. Alright, looks like this is a chord for X equals 3. Yeah, we don't have an Aven Mind Sensor to tutor out in response. So that'll do it, and that will end our run here. I am going to concede to this guy so that he doesn't sweat it out. But thank you guys very much for watching. If you enjoyed the stream, feel free to hit that follow button. There is a link to my YouTube channel in the panels below the stream, and there you can find past VODs of all of my streams, as well as highlight videos and tutorials and things like that. That is going to be it for me for today. I'll probably be back tomorrow with some more Modern. I'll try to do like 2 Modern Leagues tomorrow, or something like that. You know what I am going to do for now? It's probably going to lose most of you. Pirate Captain Josen, thank you very much for the follow, my friend. Appreciate it a lot. What I'm going to do now, and I know this makes a lot of you guys check out, but I'm going to just load up Hearthstone real quick, check out my daily quests, and maybe jump in an arena and see if I can finish off my daily quests there. Oops, that was a mistake. Looks like we have some warrior quests I can complete. And I can be inspiring. Alright, let's see if I get a warrior arena. If I do, then I will try to do it on stream. No. Alright, Hunter, Priest, Warlock. Where does that get us? Play 40 warrior cards. Rogue and Warrior. Yeah, I'll probably do this off stream. You guys don't have too much interest in just random-ass Hearthstone questing. It's kind of dumb, too. I'm just going to cheese them, spam the hero power, and essentially be AFK. But that is pretty much it for me, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for the follows, for those of you that have. For those of you that haven't already, feel free to hit that follow button, be notified when I go live. The main games that I stream are Magic the Gathering, mostly sticking to modern, limited, cube, with a little bit of legacy and vintage thrown in there. Haven't played any standard yet. Not opposed to it if somebody lends me the cards or something, but I'm probably not going to buy into standard. I also play Eternal TCG, or Eternal Card Game, I guess it's just called, which is LSV and Pat Chapin's game. Very, very similar to Magic the Gathering, so you can check that out on my channel as well. And then I play a real little bit of Hearthstone, and then some Duelist Faria, some Soul Forge, though I haven't in 4 months at this point, and then also Shadowverse, the Elder Scrolls TCG, and Gwent, but those all in lesser numbers as well. Thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the stream. I'm going to find somebody else that I like here and send that host along, but appreciate it, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Peace.